chat. If you need to use closed captioning, there's a closed caption button down at the bottom of your screen, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Actually, both of today's sessions are about customizing, because no one solution works for everybody, and different people have different needs. So I'm going to teach you today how in Slack you can customize your workspace to work for you. I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to jump over to demo student. Oh, and I'm going to give you a little preview of today's just for a second here. I'm going to change my preferences, and I'm going to turn this turn it to light so you guys can see. So that we're going to talk about later on today about customizing your theme and a little bit about accessibility, but I'm going to boost this up so you can really see here. And in this demo account, we've been getting started, and you can see there's starting to be more activity. I've added some extra channels, and it's getting a little bit busy. And I want to show you today how you can do some simple things to customize your your channels to make them more usable for you. We've even gotten some questions in Slack training about this. But if you go to your preferences, I'm going to start with the first one here, going to preferences today, and you go to the sidebar option here, you have choices for what is revealed in the top part of your sidebar here. And some people use saved items. They'll save them and use them like as a task list or something that they need to remember to do. But you can turn that on or off if you're not using any of these. You don't have to have them on. So you can really clean up your sidebar just by choosing the ones that matter the most. So I'm going to choose just all unreads here today. But you can also choose to only show unread conversations. So if I click this button, you can see that cleans up my sidebar pretty significantly. I now only have 3. And I know that if I need to contact somebody, I don't have to have their list up here. I can just click this new message button, and I could reach out to Tara by clicking there and choosing her name. And there's my message history with her. And I could send that without actually having to show it on my sidebar. I prefer to have all my information there. So I'm going to actually turn that back on for demo student, go back into preferences and sidebar, and I'm going to show all my conversations. There's even some custom ones where you can set settings for each section. So certain sections may function independently of the entire list. So that's kind of handy. But then you can also sort your channels and your messages alphabetically by most recent. So in this case, let me see all my conversations. There we go. So in this case, if I go by most recent, my most recent conversations are going to jump to the top of those sections. So here you can see Slackbot's up at the top because there's 3 notifications there, and my LAPU random and my 10 days of training. It might be a little hard to see because it's dimmed out, but you can see if I leave those settings alone, now those things are up at the top of my screen, and so I can check those out. But I'm going to go back to preferences here real quick, and then back to sidebar. And then so you can choose how that's done. You can even do it by priority. So I believe that means that the channels you use the most hang out toward the top, not just the ones that have the most recent message. So those are all handy ways to organize your sidebar. And then you can choose whether to show profile photos next to the direct messages. So if seeing these images is not helpful to you, you can actually turn that off. And then you can also separate your private channels out. So those are just some simple ways as far as organizing what's currently there. But you can get even more detailed. If you right click anywhere on this, hold on. Why aren't you working? Okay, not up in the top section, but anywhere under channels or direct messages, if you right click, you can do things like create a new section. And so you can actually choose a fun icon. And I did this for our community, and I just searched for an emoji of people, and we'll just choose one of these fun ones here. And then I'll say community. And I'm creating here now a section in my sidebar to organize my channels by. Now I want to take these LAPU ones that are all community oriented, and you can just drag them into a section that you've just created. Now, President's Notes probably not a community, but you can see what I'm doing here is you can actually create custom sections and drag those around and organize them and prioritize them according to how you would like to see them. So if there are people that you contact every single day, put them all together in a single group up in a channel, and you have quick, easy access to them, and you can easily organize those however you want. I'll show you here in mine. I've got people I call everydayers, and these are the things that I'm checking or responding to almost every day. I'm integrating with these people. Then I have my team, my tech heads. These are all my team that I'm working with also on a daily basis. There's a lot of interaction, engagement there. I've got starred. These are people that I regularly communicate with, but maybe not on as high of a basis. And then I've got current projects I'm working on. I'm actually using the Slack channels to track projects that I'm currently doing, and I even have some that are just private channels for myself. Like I'm working on a Google certification, or no, not that one actually. It's I have a Slack certification somewhere in here as a current project that I'm working on. I can't see it at this moment because my brain is not working, but that's okay. So I use these to manage those, and then there's ongoing projects like the Slack training channel, and to make sure we're continuing to add tidbits and things in there. And so you can set up with your own icons and then add all your channels. I've done all my community channels here, and that's just a handy way to organize and sort the channels that you're engaging with and you're engaging in. Now, we talked about setting up ways. You can also, in the community here, you can come up to, let me see here, you can do show, based on your sections you create, you can also, when I right click, where'd it go? Come on. You guys all saw, there it is. Okay. You can actually choose to show only unread or all conversations just for that channel, or just for that, just for that grouping of channels. You can also sort those differently. So if you want, say, my community one to be sorted alphabetically, I can. Or if I can say the most recent activity, I can do that, and it'll jump and change that around as things are engaged with in there. And then you can also edit and move things on a large scale basis. So if you right click in there and you choose, well, I already turned it on. You choose that edit section, or edit sidebar, sorry, you can actually choose multiple channels and move them to certain sections here. Like I can move these all to a starred section, which it then creates. And there it is. Now I've got some organization for my channel. So that's today's quick tip. I'm going to post a challenge for this morning's challenge in the community. And what I want you guys to do is to go and create your own custom sidebar and put a couple channels in there, and then take a screenshot of that. And then we're going to post that in our 10 days of training channel. And that's how we'll pull today's winner from. Do you have any questions, any thoughts, any deeper dives you want to take? Because we've got a couple minutes here. Okay. Have some fun, organize your space, make it work for you, and we'll see you at 1:30, hopefully. Take care. Bye.